busting down and
What are you talking about?
Chewing bubble gum and talking movies, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
What?
You don't know that classic line from a film?
No, what are you talking about?
Well, the line includes a swear word, so I won't say it, but I'm so shocked you don't know
What
that.
are you talking about, though? What's the movie?
We'll talk about it after.
So
Just don't worry about it.
Okay, so Drake and I, we didn't really see anything. That's because there was nothing
good was out.
Nothing to see again. It's just a disgusting lineup.
Well, there was the Breaking Bad movie that came out.
Well, that was on Netflix, but
still,
I watched
came out. And
I know
what did you think?
It was good. It's pretty good. I was mostly, without saying obviously anything about it, or who's even in the movie, so not to spoil the ending of Breaking Bad because it continues after the show's ending. But to be honest, at first when I had heard about it, I wondered why does this even exist? Because nobody asked for this movie. But in the end, it's a slow burn, but it's still pretty interesting, and it's I don't know. I think it's worth your time, especially. And even if you didn't like it, you can always still just go back to the true ending to the show, anyways. But I still think the movie itself was actually pretty solid, well performed by all the characters. Again, I don't want to mention who's in the movie itself because the cast itself sort of gives away. Jon Snow. Yeah, Jon Snow. Thank you, Drake, for your humor.
Other than that, not much came out.
What didn't? Oh no, that's opening this week. I was looking at. Never mind. We'll talk about that later. I know Joker's still out, obviously.
Gemini Man came out. Excuse me. It's getting horrible reviews.
Oh God, it looks so bad, and you and I know this. It looks so painful. It's the plot is just a guy who's hunted by the old agency that he was a part of, and he's hunted by another assassin. That's essentially the plot. Now think about it for a second. What spy movie have you seen that doesn't have that plot? I mean, some don't have that plot, but I'm saying like it's the most repetitive spy plot you could do. Old spy or new spy hunts old spy, sent after by the
so it's
old
basically
agency.
Looper, kind of, a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't even like Looper, but
I didn't like Looper. That's Rian Johnson. We don't speak his name here, Drake. You know that. After his awfulness that was The Last Jedi. Okay? You know that.
Well, yeah.
I know you don't care about Star Wars like I do.
No, I do not.
But he really goofed up that movie. That'll take me 2 hours to talk about, so I'm not going to do that.
We'll skip that.
And there was that Addams Family animated movie, another movie nobody asked for, and they just did it.
That looks fine.
Why?
I mean, it's a kids movie, yeah. So I'm not.
I know, but
I'm not going to see it. But you have to remember, kids need movies, Riley.
Thank you, Drake. Oh my God!
You always do that with kids movies. You're like.
But here's the thing: you can easily make a kids movie for everybody.
Skip it this week. Yeah, but
is that my voice?
Not every movie has to be for everyone, and you have to accept that.
I think the world would be better off if movies are made for
you. If every movie was made
that's
for you.
That's true. If movies were more steered towards
not how the world works.
The cinematic world would be beautiful. It would be. That's what I would think. Hopefully if I eventually start making movies on my own someday, that this is how I'll think about it. If it's a movie I'll like, then I know it's good. Yep.
Yeah, I hope if you're making a movie you like it.
I know, but I'm saying like make a movie I would like. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Riley. Yes. All right, so this week, Riley and I were pondering, and we decided
a topic that we would discuss today.
We decided that we wanted to talk about both underrated movies and overrated movies.
Yes.
So let's start with overrated, so we can go out on a high note.
Many, but we wanted to address mostly ones that are critically either heavily
Star
critically
Wars movie.
viewed.
Any Marvel movie.
Here's what you need to stop doing. You need to stop being dumb like that.
I didn't include them in my list, but I wanted
for the sake of sparing yourself the loss of an argument.
I wanted to plug and just say that
plug your distaste for those movies.
Correct.
Oh gosh. Well, mostly we want to look at movies that were widely liked by audiences or vastly liked by critics. And these are just honestly these are pretty brutal in my opinion. But actually most of them aren't even like that awful. I have like some of them that I have in like that I have like a 5 or 6 out of 10 that are just blown to like God level for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do one of mine first here, and then you can go right into one.
All right. Well, you and I have 2 that I know for a fact
are going to contradict
that we share, so we can just
share. Yes, yeah. Okay, here's one that it's going to contradict with you because you're insane. Bohemian Rhapsody was probably the most overrated movie of 2018, and it's so dry. The whole movie, it's dry of any soul, any character, and
that's just not true.
The best part of the movie is Rami Malek, but
yeah, and that's why
that's
he won
the best
Oscar.
part. But having
and
him
he's
on his
what
own,
the movie's about.
No, it's not.
For the most part.
I mean, yeah, it's mostly about him. But I'm saying like on his own, everything else falls flat for me. The interaction with the rest of the band members, I felt like the rest of the band members felt so. Obviously, they're secondary characters or they're supporting characters, but they felt so like I don't know. There was no fleshing out of anything. Like the only one sequence I remember kind of liking is when they were making "We Will Rock You" in like the studio. That was one of the only sequences I think I liked. And then people were talking about how they were freaking out about his performance at the Live Aid. Remember
yeah, because it's literally shot for shot.
Either
Have
way,
you watched them side by side? That's
no,
like a 20-minute...
not side by side, but like I've
no,
seen
it's
the
literally shot for shot. If you watch it side by side.
So therefore it's a good scene, good sequence?
I mean, yeah, kind of. It's impressive. I mean, that would just be you saying you didn't find the Queen concert impressive. Just fine. That's what it was.
The movie lacks a lot of soul. A lot of things are brushed over very quickly.
Because they had a lot to cover. They could make a whole movie.
It's too easy. All of a sudden, in the movie, they're instantly famous. Boop. That's it. I mean, I know that's.
I think you forgot what happened in the movie.
So clearly,
also that's kind of what happened. If you know the history of Queen, they released.
But I'm just saying, like you see they skip large chunks of time for small focuses.
Happened. They were thrown into it quickly.
No,
they released.
It's not
yes,
well pieced
you can't
together.
say no. It's fact. No. They released an album. It blew up, and then they were kind of stuck. You're snoring because I'm presenting you with facts, dude.
Boring. Who cares about that?
You just said that's a flaw.
That movie is so blah.
You said that's a flaw, and literally that's how it happened in real life.
That movie is so
you
insane.
Can't say it's a flaw.
Okay, and that's what I'm talking about, the real historical accuracy of timing of certain things in the movie. I'm just talking about the whole movie is very, very blah. Everything is underperformed besides Rami Malek.
If you want to feel that way, go for it.
Want to? I will.
Every Star Wars movie is overrated. Every Marvel movie is overrated.
How so? Let's hear it.
Because you admit yourself. Like, what's the Star Wars movie that you really dislike?
Last Jedi?
Yeah. People flock over that movie just because it has the Star Wars name.
That's true, obviously.
Put a piece of dog poop on the sidewalk and write Star Wars next to it, and it could make some money.
Here's the thing, Drake.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Drake, I agree with you that the fandom level of Star Wars is pretty ridiculous, and I acknowledge that.
Same with Marvel.
I've always told you that.
Same with Marvel.
It's different, though, but Star Wars is more psychotic.
Is a real and strong thing.
Okay, that's fine. But listen, I would say Marvel is a more broad fandom, not as so.
Well, yeah, because there's all the different
severe
superheroes,
and I'm saying it appeals to more of a broad audience that people will continue to come back for. No, you're not listening. Okay.
All you have to be
so
is
Star Wars movies are
a superhero fan.
Star Wars, what?
For Marvel movies, literally
yes, those are big fans. That's because. But I'm just saying,
it's not broad.
The degree of fandom. I'm saying it's more a different variety of people. Is what I'm saying. The amount of people are more broad.
Not really. When you look at
I'm talking about the psychotic fans of Star Wars. That's what I'm talking about, Drake.
There's psychotic fans of Marvel too.
Obviously, but I'm saying one degree is much heavier than the other, and I'm saying Star Wars fans are more insane on a more insane level than those of Marvel movies is what I'm saying, and that's true.
I guess, but
Like, have you seen like I know at the like Comic-Con or like the Disney what's the Disney no, not
I have no idea.
No, not Star Wars. Well, Star Wars Celebrations, it's its own thing. But I'm talking about what's the Disney D23, that's what it's called. D23 is
what
like
is
their
this?
it's like their convention. It's like a Disney convention. Where they talk
I've
about
never heard of that before. Okay.
Anyways, I lost my train of thought, I'll be honest with you.
It's fine. Wasn't important anyways.
God, you're the worst, dude. Your childhood was so awful, Drake.
Yeah,
so
because
dry.
I don't like bad movies.
No,
means
that's
my
not
childhood
why.
was bad.
I didn't. I personally never liked bad movies when I was a kid.
Well, you watch Star Wars, check and mate. Let's move on. There's two movies that
right,
I know that we have. There's two.
You want to talk about the ones we have in common?
Because I know that we have them in common.
Right.
The Usual Suspects and The Untouchables.
Oh, I don't have Usual Suspects on here, but that is overrated. I know, I forgot about it. That's
the Usual Suspects.
The thing about it, I forgot about it. It wasn't even worth.
Because it's that overrated.
Yes, I didn't even think about it.
Usual Suspects, and they're kind of in the same vein. They're two
crime
movies from 20 plus years ago, and they're just. People
Usual
love them
Suspects. The only reason why people
because the twist.
It's the twist.
Oh.
It's twist. Like that's why M. Night Shyamalan has been blown up to
his
like.
Movies are pretty good, especially Signs.
He is mostly a miss than a hit. Okay, think about it. The only ones I can really think of that I like, obviously Sixth Sense,
Signs,
and then
Sixth Sense,
Unbreakable.
Yeah,
you really like Signs that much? Really?
I mean, I don't love it, but it's not bad.
It's okay. It's not great.
I like
Split
The
is
Visit.
okay. Visit is very forgettable.
Rewatch. You always say that, but
I
maybe
truly
you just
don't
have
remember.
a bad memory.
No,
Yeah,
that movie is dry. Very
you
dry.
always say something's dry, and then you think that just
'Cause
because
it
you
lacks
say
a lot of
that, then
character.
okay, it is.
The character and like the way it's.
That's literally what you say about anything. Okay,
No.
that's gonna be my Star Wars. Yeah, it's dry. Marvel, it's dry.
I should have done this show with a different person. That's what I should have done.
We don't have to argue about that more. But Untouchables and Usual Suspects, I know that we agree on. Both very
Untouchables was ridiculous. When I remember when you and I were watching it, we're like,
yeah, I don't know
why?
why we watched it. I haven't.
well, that's not
Because it was supposed to be good.
We looked at each other and we're just like, what? It's especially it's so corny. Oh my god, it's so corny.
Yeah.
I remember when Sean Connery says he's like, no. First they're raiding the warehouse
Then
to
they're
the
in a
guy,
fight or
and then he
something?
says, hey, where's your warrant? And then Sean Connery goes like,
And
here's
he
your
punches
warrant.
him,
And then he
"Here's my
punches,
warrant."
and
Yeah.
then he punches him. And you're just like, what? It's so cartoony. It's a movie that I feel like should have been like more gritty and much darker than what it was. I mean, obviously you have that scene where Robert De Niro destroys the guy with the baseball bat at the table.
I barely remember that at all.
Yeah, the movie itself it's pretty. It has some okay bits.
All right,
but
here's
I don't
one
wanna talk
that
about
I
it
think that you would have put on your list,
What?
but because it's a show, but I feel like we can talk about it because
Wait, we're talking
of
about a
how
show?
overrated it is.
Okay.
Trailer Park Boys.
No, I'm sorry. No, those whoever might be listening, you listen here. If you like Trailer
It's
Park
so
Boys,
bad.
I think I have a lesser opinion of you. But here's the thing.
So many people
It's
like it.
so stupid. And people say, "Oh, it's funny because it's stupid." But
it's
not. It's just stupid. It's really dumb.
Things are stupid.
It's just
like,
people
like
being
super
really
bad.
stupid.
Super bad is very stupid, but that's a
Yes,
good and
that's
funny movie.
Yeah.
Trailer Park Boys.
That's because it has some elements of cleverness to it
Trailer
and
Park
like
Boys.
an actual like human interaction
I don't
with each
know
other
if
with
I've
the friends.
ever watched something that was meant to be funny
And so annoying.
my face has never been straighter. My face turned into morphed into a stone wall when I was watching it. And so many people like it.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
I couldn't even finish an entire episode. I couldn't do it. It's so painful to watch.
Yeah.
And it baffles me, Drake, to know that there's a large amount of people who like it. Because what has there been, like 2 Trailer Park Boys movies and like 80 million seasons for no apparent reason?
Yes.
Why?
106 episodes.
But think about it. There's no way people are truly laughing that much. Are people so
There's like 6
mind
or
so
7
diluted
movies.
that they think it's funny.
There's like 6 movies.
Oh my god! It's literally like
They never stop.
it's the most generic slapstick nonsense you could ever watch, with just a giant glaze of stupidity over it, and that's what the show is.
All right, give me one from yours.
All right, Gravity.
Yes. I didn't. I forgot to put that one on there, but yes.
God, remember people were
I
like,
hated that
They were
movie.
like, "Oh my god, did you go see Gravity this weekend?"
Yeah.
When that
I
came out,
hated that
oh my
movie.
god, it was amazing. Oh my god,
I was sitting in the theater. I was so annoyed.
Hold on, before you continue, you have to admit the special effects are good.
Well, yeah,
They are good, which is obvious, but
I mean, there's other space movies that have just as good
that are
special effects.
Well, of course, but I'm saying this movie's just
But yeah, they were good. But
I'm gonna be honest,
like,
I don't. It's just
there were 2 parts that I remember specifically that really annoyed me. One, how she would be falling, and then every last possible second she'd grab onto something. Like the last possible thing that she could have grabbed onto, she grabbed onto. And then I remember George Clooney's like, "All right, well, you're running out of oxygen.
not breathe as
so
much.
don't breathe as heavily."
She
And then
starts
she's
breathing very heavily,
and there's no consequence.
and she's talking a lot, which uses up more breath than breathing slowly on your own.
It was just so bad.
Remember how her bangs aren't floating? She has-
hardly.
Oh wait, Drake, don't you remember? She has perfect bangs in her spacesuit.
I hardly even remember the plot.
No, I don't remember. Well, no, I think they're going to repair something, and then a satellite destroyed another satellites, and then the debris had come back around Earth's atmosphere, and then ends up shattering their ship or something.
I don't know. All right, Rango.
It's a stupid reference. I mean, it's not good.
What?
It's just
I hated
nobody
it.
cares about that movie.
It has a 7.2 and a 75 on Metacritic.
You know, but I've never hear anybody talk
Gore
about that movie.
Verbinski.
The Visionary. That was Gore Verbinski?
Yeah. It's so bad. I don't know. Like, it's just, it's so bad.
I truly...
People like it a lot.
I'm mostly surprised you have it there because I really don't know anybody who talks about that movie at all.
Well, yeah, I'm not
Ever.
saying that it's like constantly talked about. Like Gravity isn't talked about anymore. But I remember when Rango came out, like people loved the animation style. They really liked the movie, and it was horrible.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I don't agree or disagree with you.
Thank you.
I have another one on here. I don't know if you've actually seen it. It's The Thin Red Line.
I have not.
So here's the thing. It is perhaps the slowest burning, most boring war movie I think I've ever seen. I'm not looking for Saving Private Ryan, but when you have a movie that's designed the way this one is, and the pacing, God, I don't think I've ever been so bored. I think the last time I was this bored is when I watched, oh God, what's the really bad one? The Spy, Gary Oldman. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Oh my gosh. I think that's Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy level for me.
Let me find it. Continue.
Are you thinking of the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yes.
That's really slow?
I promise you, it's more boring.
And the guy who's
You gotta watch it.
And the guy who's in a couple...
Holy crap, was that movie
brothers,
boring.
The directors.
Coen brothers.
Coen brothers, yeah.
It's so bad. So bad.
You should find it.
I'll find it.
I'll talk about another one.
What's his name? Oh, yeah, Philip Seymour.
What's his name?
I forgot.
Come on, he's gone. He's passed on.
Rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes. Here's another one. I don't want to be here forever talking about these because I don't enjoy talking about these movies. I'm going to talk about 12 Monkeys. That was a sci-fi movie I was always interested in watching. And
A Most Wanted Man.
Okay, yeah, that's the other one. It was I know it had a good cast because I know I love Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt, and man, I was actually very excited to watch it. And you know what? Screw it. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care enough. I don't care enough to talk about most of these. Untouchables. Blech.
All right,
God, I become so demotivated to talk about these things.
I think all
so
of these
boring.
in a row you're gonna agree with.
All right, go.
Inherent Vice.
Oh God, yeah. But the Drake, that wasn't really viewed really
81
positively.
on Metacritic.
Okay. What else?
People like it because it's Paul Thomas Anderson. It's horrible. All right.
Yeah,
A
it was a
Quiet
very
Place.
boring mystery that I cared not about at all.
A Quiet Place.
Oh, of course. Oh my God.
A
Why'd you
Quiet
say
Place was
that?
terrible.
Why'd you mention it, Drake? Because now I'm going to be upset.
It was so bad.
It's so awful. It's just not interesting.
Predictable, cheesy, corny, not scary
Cheesy,
at
corny. I don't know if it was cheesy and corny.
all. Cheesy and corny, the ending.
Oh, I guess. Sort of. I don't know. I hated his one daughter. All the kids just making just a bunch of
As
stupid...
much noise as possible.
I think each scene where they're trying to avoid the monster were literally about shot for shot, almost the exact same.
Pretty much.
And the way it's all paced out. There's about 3 of them. You get the 3 same scenes exactly
All right.
in that movie.
The Babadook.
That's on my list, too.
Suspiria, the remake.
Well, I don't know if it was really that liked.
People like it. A lot.
Okay.
Nightcrawler.
I don't care about that movie.
It's
so.
not good.
I know you don't like it.
Annihilation.
Drake, people didn't like that movie very much. I think
Yes, they do.
You have some movies on here that nobody really talked about.
79 on Metacritic. These are all movies that people really liked.
That's more critics. I also talked about having movies on there that were widely
critics.
liked by audiences.
So critics. That
Also-
doesn't mean it's not overrated.
Of course it's overrated, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
What's that voice that you're doing?
Don't worry about it.
All right, what else you got?
That's it.
Is that
for
it?
that. Yeah.
All right. I don't want to talk about the rest of these.
You're so unmotivated.
Yeah, really. I've been mentally killed by talking about these movies. Oh, I'm going to talk one more. I know, God, people... Okay, Sicario.
So bad.
It's so bad.
I remember really disliking the first one, and we were going to go see the second one. I told you, Riley...
I said maybe it might be
action-packed. It's not going to be good. And
I didn't want just action-packed. I wanted the compelling characters.
I remember bringing up to you that the first Sicario, there was like... It was so boring. I go, I know this is going to be one of the movies where, like, the trailers make it look like it's an action thriller.
No, they make it look more interesting, and it's truly not. I don't think I like any of the characters in the first Sicario. And then for some reason, I thought it would be an okay thing to go see the second one.
Well, it wasn't.
But without me thinking about it, I didn't like any of the 2 characters that they carry over. It was Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro who carry over into that sequel. I didn't even like them in the first movie.
No.
And
of
I
course
still
not.
why did I convince you to do that?
I don't know why.
so
and
sorry.
I don't know why I went.
Well, that was God, I'm so tired now just talking about those.
Well, now we can talk about underrated ones.
All right, good. Let's
Some
do it.
gems.
Some gems.
All right. I can start one off. A movie that I'm very passionate about. First Reformed.
Oh, of course. That's on my
It was
list too.
so snubbed from the Oscars.
It was. Well, that's because
Ethan Hawke should have been nominated, and it should have been at least nominated for Best Picture.
Drake, as you know, that last Oscar lineup was probably the worst lineup I've ever seen of movies.
You know what else was
It was so bad. What?
That movie's so good.
No, the movie's great. I'm talking about the Oscar lineup. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. But
how
First
it wasn't in
Reformed
there.
is so...
It's very
so
good. I rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
And I really, really,
It's
really
like
it.
it's like super sad.
Yeah.
And just makes me feel
love-
like, great.
I love the feel of it. I mean, not the feel. It's
Yeah.
definitely depressing, but I like the way everything is pieced together and the way
And it's beautiful,
It's written
too.
so well.
It's just so good.
It is. It's just so good. Okay, here's one. I think people do like this movie, but it's not. I feel like not talked about
Well, these
a whole lot.
can be ones that people like, but like still things that aren't you never like hear about.
Yeah, like The Machinist. Remember that
Yeah.
one
That's a good movie.
with Christian Bale? It was a.
He was a skinny boy in that one.
Yeah, he lost
He was
a
skinny boy.
crap load of weight. Like he was deathly thin. Like it was
Yeah.
not good.
I heard a story. I can't remember who the actor was that they were gonna.
Was gonna be in that movie?
No, for Lovely Bones, I can't remember who it was. They were going to cast someone as like the killer guy, and they made him put a ton of weight on. And he literally said that for meal when he was thirsty, he would drink melted ice cream to gain all the weight, and then they ended up they gave it to someone else, so he didn't even get it, and he gained all the weight for it.
What?
Yeah. I'll try to look at and see who it was, but I remember hearing that story.
That's the worst thing ever. I mean, think about it. How if he gained all that weight so early, I feel like he would have had to been pretty sure. So that's pretty awful for that to have happened. Yeah, The Machinist. It's really good. I really like the characters in it too. It's super interesting. I like the plot too, and his sort of his spiral of like what is real and what isn't because of his. Because he doesn't sleep, right? He never sleeps because of his. No. Well, you just gotta watch it. I don't want to say anymore.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
All right, here's another one. You and I love it, and honestly, nobody talks about it. It has great reviews by critics, and that's Death of Stalin.
Yeah.
Death of Stalin it's so funny. It's so good.
It's really funny.
It's not just funny, but it's just kind of, it's good to watch. Hilarious. The cast is great. It's like a...
Steve Buscemi in that movie is hilarious.
Yep, everybody is. It's so good. Yeah. God, it's so good.
It's very smartly written as well.
It is.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Hold on a second. That's definitely a cult classic. I would not say that's...
Yeah, but when you think... When people are like, oh, my favorite comedies, I don't hear that movie come up very often.
Yeah, that movie is on it, and it's also designed so for a lot of people. It could be a lot of people could like that movie.
Yeah,
age-wise,
for like anyone.
Anybody.
It's so funny. It holds up so well.
It's good. It's just great characters.
Yeah.
And even Nacho Libre, which is by the same director, is not bad.
No,
it's still pretty
too.
decent. Yeah, critics don't like Nacho Libre very much. Another one I have came out a couple years ago was Good Time. That was with Robert Pattinson. You saw this, correct?
And the movie that those directors are doing, the one with Adam Sandler, looks really good. Uncut Gems.
Yeah, that one seems kind of interesting.
That looks really good. I don't like Adam Sandler, but yeah, going back to Good Time, Robert Pattinson's a good actor, and he proved it.
He was just, unfortunately, he got thrown into those Twilight movies and sort of like it's not the climax of his career, but sort of like which kind of sparked his career.
People just think
unfortunately,
of him as
they think of like
the Twilight
those
guy.
awful movies when they think of him.
All right, Tyrannosaur.
Yeah, okay.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's a great movie. I know, but it's such a... Okay,
it's so like it flies... just goes under the radar.
Yeah, nobody thinks about... Now we're just kind of talking about some like movies that are pretty small movies. That
underrated,
not
exactly.
A lot of people, I know, you're right.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
What am I talking about? Hello? I got to check my pulse.
Well, now you're just talking about movies that people haven't seen.
I think I'm dumb. What's going on with me?
In Bruges.
Drake, I wanted to mention.
You can talk about it.
No, but now I wanted to say it.
All right, go rewind it, and then you'll mention it.
And then point over to me. Riley, you got another one? Say that.
Yeah. Okay, so Tyrannosaur.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you have one, Riley?
I don't think you mentioned it before, but it's In Bruges.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, In Bruges.
In Bruges is so good.
God,
I should have put that on my list.
Now you're... God.
What do you want to say about it?
I don't know. It's
just another one of those movies.
The characters are great. The writing is great. It's very clever. It's just a mix of just beautifulness. It's very pleasing to watch. I love all the characters. It's funny too. It's interesting. I want to make a movie like that. That's what I want to do.
Well,
I don't know if I could write that
I know I mentioned this to you before.
Oh, you going to roast me or something?
No.
Oh, sorry.
The director of that movie is also the director of 3 Billboards.
Yeah, I know.
And part of the reason why, like, his movies are so well written and like, because he was a playwright before he got into film.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a fun little factoid.
All right,
he was a playwright.
Are you saying I have to become a playwright?
No, I'm just saying that's part of the reason why he's so good at telling stories just through characters like that.
I think people can be good at telling stories not because they were a playwright first.
I'm not saying that you have to be a playwright. I'm just saying that I'm sure that helped him. Because when you're writing a play, you don't have all these special effects and things to go off of.
Here's what you can say, Drake, is that what I would say is that he had experience already with writing characters. Not necessarily that writing characters for plays themselves or what
movies can focus on other things rather than characters. and still get away with being a decent movie. When you're writing a play, you don't have that crutch because you don't have the special effects, you don't have the big budget, so you have to have strong characters and tell a story through those characters.
You're right.
Thank you.
But dialogue is also heavily valuable.
Yeah.
No matter what. And those that don't try enough
dialogue.
are stupid, and therefore the movies are not very good.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
These next two movies are very
What do you got?
similar.
Wait a second.
You okay?
Sorry.
Or?
I don't know what I just did there.
These two movies are very similar. Super and
okay.
I don't think I can say this word on air.
Well then bleep it.
Kick butt.
Kick butt. Yeah.
Kick butt.
Just say kick butt.
Kick butt. They also made a Kick Butt 2.
That's when you're underrated.
Yeah.
First one's okay.
Yeah, the first one. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not
okay.
talking about the second one.
Second one's pretty blah. I'm not a big fan of the second one. And I'm not
I
a huge
don't
fan
think
of the
anyone
first.
is.
I don't really care much for the first one.
Rewatch the first one.
I did. I've seen it recently.
You just happened to have seen it recently?
Yes, like a few months ago. I'm not kidding.
Sure, yeah. I believe.
So Drake, sometimes what you...
Things that definitely happen.
So Drake, the only movie you've mentioned from your list thus far, one movie of like 20, I said that I've seen recently.
Second one, you said First Reformed. Check and Mate times 2.
God, this shit was the Watchmen.
The one man.
Drake Riley only, no Drake at all. Should have been the subtitle. God.
Thank you.
Okay, I got one on here. I really like this movie, and I just don't. I've seen it like a few times over.
Lost in Translation.
That's not an underrated movie.
I
though.
thought you were gonna say it.
No, of course not.
Anyways.
I do like Lost in Translation quite a bit. Let's see if you can guess.
I need one hint.
Okay. Hold on. I can't say the person who's in it because then you'll know what it is. Hold on. Let me think of a good hint. Okay, there's battles in it.
Last of the Mohicans.
No, that's a great movie, but I think that's pretty widely liked.
There's battles in it. Ironclad.
No, I won't even bother putting that on the list. I mean, it's good, but
I have no idea. Who's in it?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, Edge of Tomorrow.
No, that's another pretty good movie too.
Seven Samurai. Whatever that movie's
Seven
called.
Samurai is a movie from 1950.
What's that movie called? The Samurai, the Last Samurai.
Yeah, The Last Samurai. There you go.
I like the little baby in that.
In The Last Samurai?
Yeah. Isn't he like the emperor? Or am I thinking about a different movie?
I think Drake lost his mind. You're talking about a different movie.
Okay, continue.
The baby?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'll move on. Last time, it's so good. The soundtrack, that's Hans Zimmer. Oh my gosh, it's so epic. I know the story has been kind of told before about a guy who is integrated with a people, and he ends up, like, originally he was meant to fight them, and he sort of falls
it's Mulan?
for them. How dare you?
Mulan's a great movie. Take it back. That was implying that Mulan was not
Mulan.
good.
No, Mulan. I think you're thinking of not Mulan.
No, I'm thinking of Mulan. I know what I'm talking
No,
about.
Mulan's the one where they're in. She doesn't fall. It's different, Drake.
She's not supposed to fight, then she suits up.
No.
No.
That's different. That's different. In Mulan, she wants to fight. Remember, that's what she wants to do. She wants to train to fight the Mongolians.
Serious. Making a comparison.
She wants to fight them.
Well,
but in this
you
movie,
made it seem like
this movie, he was originally trained to fight this other group, and then ends up being kidnapped or being taken prisoner by that other group, and ends up fighting for them. That's different.
Well, sounds like they didn't think.
Pointless reference, bad reference, calling you out.
Great, one of the best references there's ever been.
Thank you, Trump.
One of the best references.
That was interesting of you, Drake. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That was pointless. Anyways,
It
Last
wasn't,
Samurai,
but
the
thanks for
soundtrack
asking.
is so good. It's so cool. Just the visuals, the
It's
the
not
action
dry.
that's in it. Man, you're real funny, aren't you?
I'm pretty funny.
This movie's very moist, then, if that's what you want me to say.
So
it's
now
wet.
we're going on Moist Critical's
Yeah,
rating scale,
I guess
the
so.
moisture
I guess
meter.
so. Maybe that's what I was really thinking of this whole time. That movie, I don't know. I just really like it.
I'm glad you like it.
I like talking about that movie.
All right, I know one you'll agree with. Well, you should agree with all of these, but Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Yeah.
Great movie. Prisoners.
I don't know if that's underrated.
It's never talked about. It's like such a good thriller.
I disagree. I think it's not that it's a great movie. It's obviously a great movie. I just don't think it was a movie that was
You're saying this
snuffed
about
out.
every single movie that I've brought up. I'm just going to start doing that with yours. Oh, The Last Samurai. Everyone likes that.
You're dumb.
Take Shelter, which you refuse to watch for some reason.
I don't care about that stupid movie, Drake. You've been you've been making me want to watch that dumb movie
good. It's not dumb.
8th grade and middle school.
Yeah, and you go,
you're like, "Ooh, let's
I'm not
take
gonna
Shelter."
watch
I'm like,
it.
I just don't. I have no motivation. And then twice a year, I'll hear from Drake, "You gonna watch Take Shelter? You gonna watch Take Shelter?"
Because guess what?
That's
You'd
all I
enjoy
hear.
it, and I'm trying to help
I don't
you out,
care
and
about that
you
movie.
refuse to watch it.
Here's what's
I'm
going on.
never gonna watch anything you ever
me,
suggest.
You fine-tuned me to never want to watch that movie.
Why?
I don't know what you did it yourself. You did it to
By
me.
telling you should watch it?
Yeah, constantly
Because you
saying
like it? That's why?
Oh my god. I've started that movie before and I stopped watching it.
You were probably like 4.
Oh. So Drake, when did the movie come out?
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. Let's give Riley a lesson in
Sarcasm?
English.
Thank you.
Not only sarcasm, but something called an exaggeration. Say it after me, Riley. An exaggeration. An exaggeration is when you...
Hi, my name is Riley. I can actually form sentences.
Oh, really? Well...
Yeah. What, Drake? You want to drop some stuff from the past here? Come
Yeah,
on.
kind of. Remember that one time? I'm gonna get you. All
right, let's
Remember
hear it.
that
Let's
one
hear a
time that we
tale
were
from you.
watching
Oh, God.
when the Olympics were going on?
No, you
in
don't bring up that.
Sochi,
Nope, stop.
Russia?
Cancel, turning off the mics.
And then about like a week into the Olympics, Riley goes, "What's Sochi? I keep hearing about Sochi. What's Sochi?"
I didn't care about the Olympics. I had no interest.
But you didn't know where they were or what Sochi
Also, it was the Winter Olympics. No, I had no idea.
Oh, so the summer are more important? That's a little
Yes,
bit weatherist
they are.
of you.
That's weatherist of
Yeah,
me?
I just made it up.
All right, Drake. You know, I got a new what's the word I'm looking for?
Ism? It's an ism?
Nope. I'm forgetting what the... So, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to forget what I'm trying to think of. Screw it. Drake, I got another movie on here.
I have 5 more, but go ahead.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Patriots Day. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
Well,
decent.
I think people like that one, so I don't think I'd say it's underrated. That's my
God,
Riley
I should have
impression.
stayed back today.
No,
Getting
come on.
annoying Drake vocals.
Yes, I agree. That's a very good movie.
Actually, it's pretty interesting. It's compelling, too, and it's...
I learned a lot about the Boston bombings from that movie that I had no idea.
I didn't really know a whole lot. I just knew it was 2 guys, but the whole plot itself was pretty interesting. A lot of good moments. And then also, here's another movie. Oh man, the truly only good Netflix original anybody could watch. Anything else you watch from Netflix will make you want to barf. Well, I guess not the Breaking Bad movie. That's actually pretty good. But Beast of No Nation. So good. It's very good, Drake, and I'm surprised you haven't watched it before on Netflix.
I'm so sorry.
You guys can't see what we're doing, but every time Drake says something that really annoys me, I pause and just look at him with just pure hatred. That's what's going on here. Gosh, so
I know.
No, what?
I was gonna say something. I was gonna get you again, but I
You
don't need to.
You haven't got me at all. Besides,
Oh, really?
rehashing
but-
some Sachi stories
You know what?
out here.
We're friends. I don't have to do it to you. So
Oh, do you think there's nothing that can ruin it now? Is what you're saying? Like nothing you could say that'll. Huh? Do you think there's nothing that you could say that could end our friendship right now?
No. All right. Overlord and Upgrade. Both underrated. Yes. Why do you always sigh?
You always talk about those two movies.
I've mentioned them once. Oh, you know how many
Every
times
other
I've
week
heard
you've talked about that movie.
The Avengers Endgame. The Avengers Endgame.
I'm not like this little
Every
basic
single
human being.
movie I say, you sigh. I'm gonna stop coming. You're just gonna do
Here's
this
the
show by
thing.
yourself.
Here's
The
the
Watchman.
thing.
It's gonna be really boring.
Is that the subtitle for it?
Yeah, The Watchman. Need to fall asleep? Turn us on. 8 to 9.
Gosh, Drake, every time people hear your voice, they just tune out. They're like, oh, God, what other... Actually, I don't believe that. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. I take that back.
I forgive you. I'll give you a hug after this.
Thank you.
You're
We could hug now. You want to hug now?
No, it's okay. The mic's in the way.
Drake didn't want to hug me. Just
I do.
Take note. I'm sorry, what were the movies you mentioned again?
Upgrade.
Oh, Upgrade? Yeah.
And Overlord.
Yeah. They're both good. I agree. That's it. They're like 6 and 7s for me. I think Ultra. It's called the Ultron. Hello. Upgrade was like a 7 for me, and I think Overlord is like a 6. Here's another one. I don't think you've seen this either. For me, it's Layer Cake.
With starring Daniel Craig, Jameson Bond.
Honestly, the cover of the movie looks like a Bond movie because it's him with like a very Bond-looking face that he's making, and he's got a pistol on the cover. Like, look at this. Look at the cover of this movie. Doesn't it look like it would be
I know
a Bond
the
movie?
cover. It does.
And like the font looks like it.
He looks his face.
Yeah.
It looks like he looked in a Bond.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the cover of for a Bond movie. Anyways, it's a pretty interesting crime drama, and it's actually it's got some dark humor at times, sort of in like the feeling and like the spirit of In Bruges, Drake, a little bit like that.
Come on, can't be that good.
It's pretty good. I think you're sorely missing out.
All right,
and you get to hear.
I'll pick up what you're throwing down.
Here, I'm throwing it down.
Picking it up.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Is there anything else we got? I think that's about it.
Yes, I have 3 more.
What?
Be quiet. If 10? I see one sigh, one negative comment.
Listen here. I swear to God, if you mention,
I'm not going to mention it because you already messaged me about it. But now I kind of want to mention it because you're being a little sassy guy.
It's Drake's show now. Go ahead.
Thank you. Finally, star of the show steps forward.
I'm the real star here.
Whiplash. Baby. Nebraska.
What? Both those movies you're putting on underrated?
Yes.
Those movies were vastly liked. What are you talking about?
I still think that they're underrated. Hey, so this is an opinion.
Those movies,
this is my list.
I completely disagree with you because those movies were vastly liked. You bringing up those flicks.
So I can't think that a movie...
But do you not know what the name of the list is? Underrated.
So
movies that were not...
Yeah. I get it.
We're not talking about movies that you really like that feel like should be on God level. We're talking about movies,
kind of talking about
that. No. We're talking about movies that are kind of brushed under the rug. Brushed under the rug.
That's a different topic.
Oh my God.
This is underrated.
Movies that should have been God level for Drake. This is what Drake's list is.
This is my list. So you can make your own list.
You have 2 different types of underrated.
And then I won't make fun of it.
In your version of underrated. I don't know. I think you've not
they
fully
are
understood
underrated
the reason
to
of
me.
this list.
They are underrated to me. Okay?
Okay.
And I bet there's a lot of people out there that haven't seen...
Out there in the hallway, Drake pointed to the hallway.
I know a lot of people that haven't seen Nebraska, and I know a lot of people that haven't seen Whiplash.
You're right, a lot of people haven't. But
thank you. So, underrated. Thank you.
But a lot of people haven't seen any of the movies, even the overrated ones.
Yeah,
a lot of people haven't seen any of them.
Exactly. Then we're doing our job.
What are we doing here? What's our list even mean, then?
What is life? I swear to God... I'm going to stop coming if you keep sighing and making faces, and you're going to run this show by yourself.
I could do it.
Last movie, and if you disagree, I'm walking out immediately.
Why don't you put, like,
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. That was not widely liked or even, like, talked about at all by anybody. Honestly, Drake, you could have put Godfather in that list and I would have slapped you across the face.
Here's what you're going to do.
Dumb reference.
You're going to stop talking.
That's essentially what you did.
That's what you're going to do.
It's essentially what you did.
Shh. It's quiet time.
Did you
It's quiet
just shush me? On a broadcast, Drake? I can't
did.
believe it. Okay, I don't want to tell the backstory because it'll take too long of you and the shush.
And it's not important.
It's not important, really.
So
I completely realized how unimportant it was the minute I sat back in my chair, realizing you shushed me.
do you have any more you'd like to talk about?
No, I'm upset. Thanks, Drake. Thank you for doing this to me.
You're welcome. Well, if it makes you feel any better, we have a good weekend coming ahead.
Don't spoil it for me. Wait,
I won't spoil it.
Let me see. Don't spoil it. What am I saying?
No spoilers.
Oh, yeah, Jojo Rabbit and the Lighthouse. Those are gonna be pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
Jojo
the
Rabbit,
Lighthouse.
I want to see, but
I'd rather see the
I'd
Lighthouse
much
more.
rather see the Lighthouse.
Can we see both, though?
Yeah.
We could probably see both.
If you're nice to me.
What? If I'm nice
If
to you?
you're nice to me.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. I'm being serious.
I don't like seeing movies by myself. I don't know anybody else who wants to see Lighthouse besides you and me.
It's the second movie, well, it's not the second, but the second feature film by the Witch director. So I'm excited to see if he can live up to.
I think he can. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and then there's also Maleficent, but who cares? That's another movie. I know people really like that first movie,
Yeah.
from way back when. Whatever, I don't want to talk about that movie. It's plastered all across this IMDb page, and it's bothering me. Oh my gosh.
And
Look
then
at
there's
this.
Zombieland Double Tap, which is probably going to be bad.
It just doesn't look good. It looks like a very watered-down version of the first movie. That's what it looks like.
I'm surprised it's being made.
When did the first one come out again? Was it 10
I'm
years
gonna
ago?
say 2011.
I think 2009. You should look it up.
2009.
Thank you. Well, Drake, what are you
Here's your round
applauding
of
us?
applause for guessing
man.
that you're right. Woo! Go right 8!
Actually, you and I are pretty good at guessing some of the
Years.
years. If we're not 100% sure, but guessing for the most part the exact year for movies. And for even the type of the movie too, you can also guess pretty accurately of how long it is too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what we should do? We should try to a little game. Well, I mean, we can't do it on here because there's too long of a audio pause for us to do it. Remember what we would do? We would write down, we would think of an actor, and then sometimes IMDb will show 4 titles that they're quote-unquote known for.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's our
they'll
game.
just show some nondom nonsense. But then what we'll do, we'll write down, we'll think of an actor or a director or something. We'll write down their 4 movies or four, it could be a TV show too. Write down 4 of them and then see who's the most
That's our
accurate.
game show.
Sometimes we've been so brutally
We could
wrong.
do it Family Feud style where
God.
the top 4 answers are on the board.
What's the... we did another one. Oh, I'm saying we could do that too, where we guess the length of certain movies.
Yeah. We could do that.
Yep, we could. Well,
Our time is...
it's coming to a close here
end.
at The Watchmen. The Watchmen's Journey.
And so I face the final curtain.
Thank you, Drake.
You're welcome. That was my... what's that guy's name? Frank Sinatra impression. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Anyways, thank you for listening in.
Thanks for listening to The Watchmen, Drake and I.
We'll
Drake
be
and
back
Riley.
next week, stronger than ever, with a review for The Lighthouse. And this was 91.7 The Edge, Whitewater, WSUW. Have a good night. That took forever.
Yeah.